So when it comes to recharging a lead-acid battery, the key is the speed at which it is done. Think about it like this. You're transferring a beer from a bottle to a glass. If you simply pour it out and fill it up as quickly as you can, all you're going to end up with is a foamy mess. And it's the same story with lead-acid batteries. If you recharge your battery with a high-amp charger, you are going to be overheating the battery and potentially damaging the internal components. Whereas if you just took a little bit longer, you're going to end up with a far better result. So how do we go about working out what size charger we need for our battery? Well, it is actually a very simple calculation, and all we need to get is the ampere-hour rating for your battery. Sometimes it can be found on the top of the battery or on the Century Batteries website. In this case, this is a 65 ampere-hour battery, and once you have the ampere-hour figure, it's simply 10% of that. So for a 65 ampere-hour battery, we need around a 6 to 6.5 amp charger. And luckily, the CC1206 has a 6 amp mode. It's worth noting that if you're charging an AGM or gel deep cycle battery in a caravan or camper trailer, you can increase this figure to 20% of the ampere-hour rating. If the battery is outside of the vehicle, make sure that you're working in a well-ventilated environment and that any sparks, flames, or ignition sources are kept well away. Before choosing a charger, ensure that you consult the battery manufacturer's website or the user manual which came with the battery. In most cases, the safest option is to use chargers recommended or approved by the battery manufacturer, and following the charging instructions, recommended settings, and charging temperature guidelines provided. It is also vital to ensure the charger you select carries the Regulatory Compliance Mark, or RCM. Any charger claiming to meet Australian standards and electrical safety requirements must have one. Before connecting the charger, we should firstly check the state of charge indicator located on the top of the battery. If you see a red colour here through the looking glass, that means the battery should be replaced, and it's probably safer to not attempt a recharge. Next, we need to check that the battery casing is free from damage and that the charging leads on the charger are in excellent condition. With the battery charger turned off at the wall, we can connect the positive clip first, followed by the negative to the corresponding battery posts. With the clips connected, we can now turn on the charger. Once it is activated, we need to select the battery type and charge rate. So for a regular lead-acid automotive battery like this one, we need to select calcium SMF. For the charge rate, as we discussed earlier, we need around 6 amps, and the CC1206 has a 6 amp setting. From here, the charger will go through its 9-stage charging process and will take anywhere from half an hour to a few hours, depending on the current state of the battery. And once completed, it will illuminate the full LED indicator. When the full LED is illuminated, it means that the charger has entered a trickle charge or maintenance mode and will trickle charge the battery periodically in order to keep it at full charge. Batteries shouldn't be recharged for more than 24 hours at a time, as batteries may be subjected to overcharging depending on the charger being used. Once your battery is fully charged, we can disconnect the power from the wall and then disconnect the clips, the black negative followed by the red positive. That's all there is to it. Charging a battery doesn't have to be difficult, and it's a great way to get the maximum performance and longest lifespan out of it. For more information, head to the website centurybatteries.com.au.